he'll lynch you, but he did, and he laughs. I think he laughs.
Good evening and welcome back to the West Ham Network for our live reaction to the news that has just come in, which is, well, not just come in, it's come in within the last hour, about Jesse Lingard breaking his promise to West Ham and signing for Nottingham Forest. How bloody dare you, Jesse? Roll the titles.
And the car runs past. There we go. Jesse Lingard on his way to Nottingham Forest with his brand new Lamborghini, which you can pay for now.
I just thought it was worthwhile jumping on to talk about it, especially the fact that Matt's probably one of the most vocal people on the Lingard matter.
Indeed,
I'm ecstatic, mate. I'm over the moon.
In the world, literally.
I'm over the moon. It's over. I'm like, yeah, but you know what? What, a week ago, maybe 2 weeks ago, I said I didn't want him. I'd had enough of it.
Yeah, I know you did, mate, and you nearly made me mute the chat.
I thought I'd had enough of him. Can't be arsed. You know what? Look, if try and take yourself out of it, for him, football is a short career, and if someone's going to pay you that money, you go.
Yeah. So, do you know what? I'm the same. I'm the same, man.
As a thing, as a single individual. Take the name away, take the team names away, take the player's name away. Someone offers you 130, someone offers you 180.
Yeah.
You know, my line of work, if another company come in and went, oh, we're going to pay you that much more instead, we're going to go.
I get it.
But it's just everything, when you ball it into the situation, you know, like especially it's come out afterwards that, was it only on Monday he'd given his word or something he'd signed for, he'd given Moyes his word he'd sign? While his brother and his dad have been going to every single team on the planet, can you give me a better offer? And then Forest have bit the bullet. Forest have gone, we need... He's going to come in and do the same thing he did for... Well, the idea is he's going to do the same thing for them he did for us when he came in.
Yeah.
They need a star man with that bit of X factor that's going to hopefully keep him up. But...
Yeah,
it is a financial decision. It's not a playing decision because he would have gone for the European football. Like, of course. For me personally, that has just killed his England career. Done. He's got zero chance of going to the World Cup.
Well, I mean, I'm not going to say zero because, I mean, listen, I mean, it could work out. It could work out. It could do well.
Yeah.
He could be the good signing. It could be a good signing for them, and he could score goals, and it could work out. But I think what it comes down to is the amount of money that's involved. But also, as much as there's an element of me that's gutted because I was on the wavelength that I wanted Lingard back at the club.
Yeah,
I get it why you didn't, Matt, and I get it why other fans didn't. But I did want him back because I felt like Moyes would have been the right manager for him. Still believed that Moyes would have been the right manager for him. And then, secondly, I'm kind of at peace with the fact he's gone because it means the saga's over. It's put to bed, and we can now officially, and now we can. And now we can officially move on.
Well,
but when it comes to Lingard himself,
anyway.
I agree for the sentiment of what you said, Matt, in terms of, the money and everything you're saying there about Jesse Lingard. But I think the issue I've got is maybe some of the way he conducted his social media. I'm putting a bit of blame out on that a little bit because there was lots of hints towards West Ham that could send the fan base into hysteria. You know, kids can get excited, I can get excited, and it wasn't for the sake of him. I mean, that's his way of putting messages out there to go, well, I do want to come back to West Ham, but you're not going to pay me the money. Well, that's not really how you should conduct your business.
No,
really.
It's not. But that's how he's lived his life. You know, and that's what I mean. It's like we were saying on our little group chat. It's like we're all happy when he's taking videos of him in Instagram and at the team in the changing room dancing and stuff like that. He lives his life by social media. He's a brand. He is J-Lings. That he's a brand, and so he wants to get as much profile for the brand. Now, I think Forest have done. I think Forest have played a blinder. I really think they do. 1 year deal, as we were saying before we started, or as you were saying just now, Matt. If he comes on and does well, and Forest stay up, great, fantastic. He looks good, and they look good. I mean, they're taking a massive risk financially this year. I think Forest are, not just Lingard. That's their 11th player. They got 11 players in now. They got some good players, some unproven players. They got guys like Dean Henderson and stuff as well. But I think they played a bit of a blind. I think Forest. I think I think by the sounds of it, Jesse backed himself into a corner. Always come to West Ham, and as we said, sort of had the carrot in front of the club, and that's fair play to the club for not folding. In days gone by, we would have gone, yeah, okay, we'll pay that and go and get you in.
That's why I didn't want him. That was the sticking point for me. Is that if it was just about playing for West Ham, he would have signed a contract on the 1st of July.
Yeah.
Because by the sounds of things, from what we hear, we've had basically the same offer on the table for the entire summer. We haven't. Like Moyes has said, no, this is our offer. This is what you can have. And it sounds like him, his dad, his brother have spent the entire summer going around to every club they can find to find someone to go, no, look, you are worth 200 grand a week. Bearing in mind, he's never even earned 100 grand a week. He was on 90 grand a week at Man United. So West Ham offered him a 33% pay rise to 120 grand a week. But he's gone around and he's found Forest and gone back to West Ham and gone, look, I really, 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 really want to sign for you. I really do. But Norton Forest is going to give me 180 grand a week. Can you match it? And Moyes has gone, no, because that's going to massively upset the rest of the dressing room. It's going to break our wage structure.
Matt is echoing a little bit. Matt, just let you know, you are echoing a tiny, tiny bit. But
because Matt's excited. That's what he's passionate.
But
he's screaming.
It's jumped. He's just basically gone, oh, well, you can't match it. I'm going to go to Forest. It's almost like he's backed himself into that corner where he's going to go.
I think the other thing, though, to talk about is with the Lingard deal, and I know this is not a Nottingham Forest channel, right? But because we'll come on to West Ham and the whole thing about West Ham in a minute, and we've got loads of comments coming in as well, so we'll come through those comments in a second as well. But Lingard signs for Nottingham Forest on what we believe is around about £100,000 to £110,000 a week, with a signing-on fee that's built within that weekly wage that takes the weekly wage up to in and around 195, 200k a week, something like that. That absolutely smashes their wage. Yeah, that kind of smashes their wage structure completely. Now, everyone, I've seen some people going, haha, who knows what they're talking about when it comes to a wage structure. But Dean Saunders, okay, I know he's a bit whatever in terms of a pundit, but he also has been a manager previously, and he brought a really high-profile Italian player over to the Premier League in Bernardo Carboni, or signed him for Bradford, Bernardo Carboni, and paid him approximately 35, 40 grand, and the next player that was closest to him was on 5 grand. And he was talking about how much damage it did to the dressing room. Now, if you are Jesse Lingard, now it's a coup, absolutely coup for Nottingham Forest, but if you are Jesse Lingard in that changing room, and the player, I don't know, Matt, I mean, you probably know this quickly, who's the next player that's closest to him in salary?
I mean, technically, this season, it's Dean Henderson.
Yeah.
Who's on 100 grand a week.
100 grand a week, yeah.
But from a little bit of digging I did today, their weekly salary total is going to be 450 grand a week. And Henderson and Lingard are 300 grand a day.
Yeah.
I think Brendan Johnson is on like 20 grand a week.
Yeah.
That's the next. That's the top of the next club player. 20 grand a week.
I think that could have implication. Russ, you said earlier on in a text message in the group, fair play to West Ham for standing our ground, and it is, and I agree with that. Yeah. And I know people are saying, what wage structure? Look what we paid Jarmolenko. Look what we paid.
But he was, in fairness, he was the highest. I think that's what Zuma's on now.
Yeah.
And I was trying to explain this to a mate yesterday because he's an Arsenal fan and he didn't understand why we weren't going back in. And I was like, well, look at it. You had Areola took a pay cut, about 50 grand a week. I think he's on 90 grand a week now, and he was on 140 or something at PSG, or maybe even higher. So he's taken a pay cut to come in. Bowen's still on about 90 grand a week. Bryce is on about 70 grand a week. And then you've got Zuma on 120, who at the moment's the top earner. I'm sure Aguiar's probably somewhere in that ballpark as well.
Must be, yeah.
And then you're going to bring in Lingard, who I saw a random stat today. Is it 31% of all his Premier League goals came at West Ham?
Came at West Ham. Yeah.
So he had a good 6 month spell 18 months ago, and that's all he's done in the last 4 years.
Yeah.
And we're going to pay him 50% more than our highest earner.
It's crazy.
And I'm sure Zuma or whoever's probably, there must be a couple of players that have that stupid
whoever's
parallel
the fast,
highest earner clause. So you jump one up, you've probably got 3 or 4 players jump up, and all of a sudden,
then
you do have the problem with Declan Rice going, well, if you're paying him 180, why are you not paying me 300?
You've got the problem with Declan Rice. You've got the renegotiation of the Jared Bowen contract. Tommy Soucek's in.
What's Soucek at the moment? 40 grand a week.
Yeah.
We won't pay him 100, and he's going to sit there and go, hang on a minute, you won't pay me 100, but a guy that started 4 games last year, you're going to pay 180 grand.
It's ridiculous, isn't it? Yeah.
It's ridiculous when you look at the facts. It is. However, when you play on the heartstrings, it's tough to take. Like, if you are, it depends on what camp you're in. Like, I get it. I'm in 2 camps. I'm like, I get it. I get why we've not done it. Yeah,
I'm
but
glad
not to the detriment of the team.
No.
However, I'm just intrigued to know how's Moyes taking the news.
He'll be gutted.
Yeah,
he'll be
probably is. He's golden child. He's the golden boy.
Yeah.
And he won't be left in this scenario again. He can't be. He can't be left in this scenario again to be chasing after. Like he said it after the Rangers game. We need recruits.
Yeah.
We need to get on it ASAP. I'm still not concerned. I've seen a couple of comments on social media that's panic stations, like, oh, here we go again, blah blah blah. I'm not there yet. But I tell you what, there's 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks to go to the kickoff. I would fully expect movement next week. Big movement next week.
The thing for me is that I'll say as well is that apart from I see these random links to like Januzaj, apart from that, anyone else we bring in will have been doing pre-season training.
Yeah.
Like if we buy XYZ player from whatever club, they'll have still been in pre-season training. I think the championship next weekend.
Yeah.
This weekend coming or next weekend.
Yeah.
So they're going to be 2-3 weeks in front of the Premier League. Premier League are back in full pre-season. Europe are in pre-season.
Yeah.
It's only Lingard really hasn't been. I know he put a couple of clips up on Instagram and whatever of him doing which was like bare minimum jogging around some bloke and he made like a 5-yard sprint. I looked at him thinking, well, he's like 4 or 5 weeks off being ready.
Oh, at least. And I think also the thing is, he ain't going to be fit for the Forest game when we play him there, Gaff.
I didn't want to go there, Russ, because
but he's not. He's not. So.
And that is like the meme. That's the meme on Twitter already. Everyone is literally chucking in what time the 1-0 Lingard goal comes in. I've seen everything from like the 70th minute.
But that's the thing. People forget that goal. He scored like 1 goal. Was it 1 or 2 goals at Man United last season? One of them cost us One of them cost us Europa League football. Yeah, realistically,
yeah. I tell you what, though, you put this man on him, and he won't get anywhere near it because he is, Flynn Downs. And I know it's not about the Flynn Downs, but he is an animal. Doesn't give 2 shits. Like he is like he probably is a kind of inviting a red card sort of player.
Yes.
However, but you kind of need a bit of bite sometimes, and I can actually see Flynn Downs has got no affiliation with Jesse Lingard, who loves West Ham deep down. You play Nottingham Forest, you put him on the park, and you say, "There you go, there's your man."
Yeah, there's lunch.
Thank you, Matt.
Lunch. Yeah, but I think for me, I think it puts things into context. I think there's 2 camps. There's guys who are, if for me, and we said it in the group chat, didn't we? He's like, if he comes, brilliant. If he doesn't, move on. And it's taken over 2 years for it to happen, but it's happened. And I think it's time to move on. I think that's great now. Okay, well done, Jesse. Off you go. Good luck to you. You've got a short career. You need to make as much money as possible. Totally understand that. If, as I said before, if people have said to me, I could do, and Matt said just now, if you could do the job you're doing for 50 grand more, or not 50 grand, because that'd be almost twice my salary, but 50% more, you would be there tomorrow. And particularly with the break clause as well, the obviously a 1-year deal, it works perfectly for him as well. He can play last season in the Premier League and then go off to the MLS, go to Las Vegas. Yeah, go with Ravel
Yeah,
at
we
DC
just talked about
United.
that.
Yeah.
Haven't we? Real Morrison's done the same. You joke, but I generally thought he would probably come to us for 3 years and then go to America.
Yeah, I thought he'd
That
end up
was
at
what was in my
America. Yeah,
head.
but just 2 years
I
earlier than
generally
him.
thought if we signed him, he'd get 2 years, option of a third year, and at the end of that, at some point, he'd go to America. So
Yeah.
quite conceivably, he'll do 2 years at Forest. And you know what? Look, as I said, we're salty, bitter, annoyed, angry, emotional West Ham fans because he hasn't gone. But like, on the flip side, as a neutral perspective, he's gone for the money. But his career could be over in 5 years. His career could be over next.
Yeah.
I don't want to say it nastily, but we see it with other players. His career could be over next week.
Yeah, it
You
could
know,
be.
just look at someone like Sebastian Haller. Right?
Yeah. Christ, yeah, exactly.
So the short career, you take the money you can get. It's just.
I don't doubt for a second though that there's going to be a lot of fans that are disappointed. There's got a lot of fans that are going to be angry, and there's going to be a lot of fans that are over it and have been well over it. You know, I spoke to my dad tonight actually before we came on, and like about an hour before Jesse Lingard was announced, and he was like, "This Lingard situation needs to draw a line. We need to draw a line under it." Like he was totally of the mindset that it needs to be done. Like, do you want to come? Yes or no? If not, see you later. Like, and I get that. My dad, you know, he's the sensible one, and I'm the one that's like, oh, fanboy, Jesse Lingard, he scores 16 goals, 10 goals, whatever. Literally getting excited by that. And I'm trying to think about West Ham progressing to that next level. I've got a lot to thank Jesse Lingard for because when he did come into West Ham, he did help us progress.
Yeah.
He absolutely did. He pushed us on even further than where we were at. And I agreed with Dan Fandangos, who said you should never fall in love with a lone player. Unfortunately, I did. So that's what made it tougher. And it's been tougher because it's been such a long, drawn out process. And Moyes has blatantly wanted the man from day dot.
We know he's wanted him. We know he's his boy, and we know he's always been in contact with him. And it must be frustrating for him as well because he wanted it to happen. I think also because I think it's sort of, you know, like when something and there's like a drip in the house. And it keeps dripping, and after a while, you just forget about the drip. You sort of get used to the dripping noise, and that's like the whole thing with West Ham and Lingard. The assumption was we all were assuming in January it's going to happen. Oh, it's all right, it'll happen in the summer, and it's like you sort of put it to the back burner. But it just sort of then it's just got a bit annoying, and you had to go and sort out the leak eventually because it caused a bit of a problem. And it's done now, so it's been fixed. So now it's what we can do next.
Yeah, absolutely. Hammer's saying we don't need another attacking midfielders anyways. For now, Benny and Lanzini are good. However, I don't think that is going to be the options. I think he is still going to look at that area 100% because he obviously
the
wants...
biggest name for that centre mid option. Vlasic. I'm telling you.
I know.
Vlasic.
But I'm just saying though, he's blatantly intrigued about this attacking midfielder number, you know, sitting behind. Even if we were to, let's just say, for talking sakes, bring in Scamacca and Broja, I still think he's still going to look at another option in the midfield. I think he is because he likes options.
I don't think he wants a straight up number 10.
No.
I think he again wants one of them guys that can play anywhere across that three.
Yeah.
If you look at our team, barring Bowen, anyone that plays in a position has pretty much play any position across that three.
Yeah.
And even Bowen can
probably
plays up top as well.
Play with us because he's so effective on that position.
Yeah.
Whereas, I mean, if you watch even in games, like we've had games we've played Fornals and Benrahma.
Yeah.
And like you're like, oh, Bowen's out on the right, and then Fornals and Benrahma will just, even in the game, will just mix between them.
Do their thing.
Like they'll take it in turns doing the middle and on the left hand side. And that was probably what he looked at Lingard for. He thought I can bring Lingard in and he will go straight into that, either on that left hand side or in the middle, or guy that changed in between the two.
Yeah.
But I said he's gone now, and it's like, who's next on the list?
The thing is with Nottingham Forest as well is obviously they're spending a lot of money. I think Lingard's their 11th or 12th player.
11th player.
Now what that's taught me from being under the Pellegrini era or Bilic era is that it's not the quantity, it's the quality that you need to bring in. Now I'm not denying whatsoever that I think Lingard can be a good player.
They've got some good players in.
Yeah, I'm not saying it is, but it's a big transformation. It is a big
gamble.
Huge.
And then you're asking for players to connect and commit and gel immediately. And I don't think that it doesn't mean that they won't, because clubs can.
Right.
Clubs
Maybe
can.
right.
I think the point I'm trying to make is it's such a huge gamble. It's a huge gamble for Lingard. It's a huge gamble for Forrest.
It is.
In actual fact, there's probably an element of me that's sitting there thinking, I think Lingard did want a move for a mixture of money and also for Qatar. But I think what actually happened probably in the last 2 weeks is taking his mind off Qatar completely.
Yeah.
I think he's actually gone, shit, I need a club now. Now I've committed to giving a club by the end of the week. Now I need to go for the money. I don't know. Maybe he's advised wrong as well. Because there was but hold on a minute. There's some rumours coming out today saying that he'd done his medical last night.
Part of it, yeah.
And was still questioning with West Ham. Hello, can you offer me this or that? You know, I don't know how true that
I said
stuff
to you
is.
guys before we come on, like I said earlier, he backed himself into a corner. He spent all summer trying to flaunt himself. All he wanted was proof and validation that he was worth 180 grand a week. So he could take that proof back to Moyes and back to Sullivan and Gold or Rob Newman or Krasinski, whoever's in charge of it, and go, look, that's the contract on the table I've got from Saudi Arabia, from Nottingham Forest. Can you match this? Because if you can, and apparently he even said he'd go slightly below, so I'm guessing he went, look, they give me 180, you give me 170, I'll sign.
Yeah, fair play to West Ham. They went, no.
You can have 120.
Yeah.
And I kind of get the argument. I do, take himself out of it, I get the argument, because what he's saying is, well, hang on a minute, if I come in regardless, you give me 120 grand a week.
Yeah.
And that is what he's getting at Forest, but he's also getting, I think, about a £4 million signing on fee it works out to, if you try and work the numbers out.
Yeah, if you put it all in together. But I mean, yeah, I mean...
4 million over a year in weekly wages is about 75 grand a week.
Yeah.
Which then isn't part of his weekly wages, that's a separate thing, that's a signing on fee.
Yeah.
But I mean, some people don't seem to work out that clubs don't pay transfer fees in one lump anymore. They just don't. No. They do that over the year, the length of the contract. And freebie guys get that signing on fee the same.
Yeah, so they get it across the length of their contract. Yeah, so he's done work. So he's got himself, you know.
So he's rightly saying, well, look, if you were going to buy someone to replace me, which you're going to do, you're going to spend 10, 15 million on replacing them. If you give me a 3-year contract, I expect 195 grand a week because you're going to pay me 120 anyway, and that's 75 extra 75 is a signing on fee.
Yeah, you're totally right.
If there was a way to divide it and entirely separate it, I understand it, but there isn't. It's part of his wages.
That's how it's done.
Everyone else.
Yeah.
Snazzy Azzy's asking, when Forrest come to London Stadium, does he get big boos when he's on the ball? Listen, I'm not a person who really tends to boo
but he will.
Players.
He will.
He will.
100%.
And I don't think, and he doesn't. To be honest,
he's going to get booed in the second game of the season if he comes on the pitch.
He don't owe us anything, does he? Really?
He doesn't. Look, he doesn't.
And that's the thing. I think, but I think, Pete, it's that sort of head and heart.
Well,
it's that head and heart thing, isn't it?
It doesn't owe us anything. But I know you said earlier on he conducts a lot of his business on social media.
Yeah.
Well, on the basis of that, what he owes us was maybe a bit of not the teasing. Then the teasing's not great. The teasing's not a nice thing.
That's what I didn't like. Is it was like
and it is teasing. Like it is teasing because looking at his social media had me convinced he was signing for West Ham.
Yeah.
Convinced, absolutely convinced.
Yeah. And I think we've seen it. It's one of those things where it's
tactics.
Yeah, I think also, but it's a bit like when you watch Sherlock and you go and back and watch it afterwards. You go with different eyes. You go, okay, well, that's not to do. You know, it's because we see what we want to see, and it's like and I was saying to you, I was like, when we said, he's flying to London. He was flying to London to meet Nottingham Forest's chairman, who has a house in London.
The chairman has
and that's it. But we don't. Yeah, but that's the thing. We assume we put 2 and 2 together all the time, and that's what we do as a channel. That's what we always do, isn't it?
I think he went for a medical. It sounds like.
Yeah, quite possibly.
Medical in London.
Yeah.
Sounds
like. Yeah. I mean, look, I've got Forest. Look, that's Forest's ins and outs already. We've still 6 weeks to go.
Williams, I'm not sure about.
Nico Williams, but he's Liverpool. He's Premier League. He's played in the Premier League, hasn't he?
He was Fulham last year.
He was. I think it was like Fulham. You got Teo Awani, who I really wanted at West Ham. He's basically at Mikel Antonio Mark II. They've got also Musa Nakati, who we were interested in him as well. He's a captain. Omar Richards,
Left
you've got
back.
Dean Henderson. So they've done well, but as you said, Anton, maybe that's too many people bringing it at the same one time. They've gone for it. And you look at them compared to someone like,
Have they not brought in more than that? Because I thought I read something about 9.
No, but that is
Yeah,
actually, if you
yeah,
go back
that's-
to the picture, that is still quite a few players.
yeah, that's not including, like, they might have some guys from Derry City or whatever like that. So those are the ones which are the recognised signings, if that makes
Recognised
sense.
players, yeah.
But you look at that compared to Bournemouth, and Bournemouth have only got Ryan Fredericks and someone else on loan. Fulham have signed what's his face from Lisbon and someone else. Where Forest have gone, fuck it, let's go for it. Their chairman's a bit of a nutter, and it's just it does have
because
Pellegrini vibes about it.
I think it was a case that they were the ones that come up in the playoffs.
Yeah,
And I think they're the ones that are worried the most about, you know what, we didn't have the best squad. We had the best harmony. They lost Spence, didn't they? Because he's now went back to Borough and they've sold him to Tottenham,
yeah.
the right back. So they've gone, we won in the playoffs. We weren't exactly expected to get up. And the chairman's gone, throw everything at it.
Just go for it, innit? Yeah.
Yeah. And with like other teams that are going to be down the bottom, based on what I'm seeing at the moment, they've got a good chance to stay in.
Yeah, definitely.
Based on what stuff
You
other
look at-
teams do. You know what I mean?
It is,
Also,
11,
looking at
it is 11 players. Sorry, I've just
Yeah, it will
looked
be
at
11. Yeah. But yes, but I mean, you look at someone like, they've seen it as an opportunity to get 17th spot, haven't they? Really. So
I mean,
fair play to them.
Raymond's saying here we're useless at getting players. Spurs 6, no problem. Bassi 20 million, Ajax, West Ham nowhere. I mean, Bassi is another one. I mean, I've got to put. I know people are going to slag me for saying it. I say it all the time, but I'm putting a lot of faith in Moyes. I think genuinely he wanted Lingard. He's not got his man.
Yeah.
So now he's putting his eggs in other baskets. I think I put that in the intro as well. Like, has Moyes put his eggs in one basket? But for me, I looked at Bassi, and I mean, Ajax are known for bringing through young prospects. They're not. I know they play in the Dutch league, and we sometimes can sit here and slag off the Dutch league, but they do a good job in Europe. They play pretty well in Europe, and they obviously know how to find a young talent. And young Bassi at Rangers was absolutely a talent in that position, and he looked like he had the ability to progress. But obviously, Moyes just didn't fancy him or didn't want to pay the money.
I think that's the issue with a lot of people. I think they go like, "Oh, we've missed out on Bassi, we've missed out on this player, missed out on that player." We're only assuming that as we say, we say jokingly, 157 players we've been linked to now, with the Lorenzo rumor this like today. Who says he's? We don't know how many people Moyes has been in for, how much he fancies. The whole thing with Hickey, we thought, apparently he didn't fancy him. He didn't think he didn't fancy him, and so he didn't go for him. And people go, we missed out on Hickey. We probably never put in for Hickey. Do you know what I mean? It's like there's a lot of players in the world.
I think people forget that he has a list, right?
Yeah.
So over the course of the season, Rob Newman and the scouts' jobs are to go and make a list of start the season starts, window closes, Moyes goes, right. Long-term project, I'm going to need this position, probably for next summer, maybe a couple in January. Right? And it's their job to go out and find it. Now they come back and they give Moyes a list. And then Moyes goes through it and goes, yes, oh, he's my number one target, maybe, not sure, keep scouting him, no.
Yeah.
Right? But don't forget, anytime we go and scout, everyone knows. If you go on social media, anyone knows. Oh, this scout, you see, it's in the paper sometimes. These scouts were at this game watching this player. Right? So the agent then knows, West Ham's guys here scouting our player. Our player wants to move. We'll put it in there. West Ham are after him. But yeah, but he probably was on the list at some point. The scouts come back and go, he might have potential. He might want to have a look at him. He might be good. And then Moyes has a look and goes, no, I don't want it. But by that point, agents will have heard that West Ham have scouted. So straight away, third-party agents, all vultures looking for money. Straight away, they're in the news. West Ham are after him. West Ham are going to be from West Ham are going in for him. Like you said, well, no, probably wasn't. It was probably a case of we scouted him. He was on the list. We said he wasn't good enough. We've moved on to someone else. And you're talking about Casey, and no offence, you know more about it than I do. I don't know a lot about it. But we only paid 10 million more for Aguerd. That's the sort of thing I'm looking at, is that you've paid 30 million for Moroccan International from the French league, and Ajax have just spent 20 million on a young centre-back out of the SPL.
And haven't they've also? I mean, you know, the fact is, and he'll be playing centre back as well because they bought Window, didn't they, from Easy
But they just
Alkmaar.
told, is it officially been done yet, Martinez?
Yeah, Martinez has gone to Man United,
To Man
for
United.
45.
So they got 45 million
Yeah,
for him and spent half it replacing him.
yeah. That's business. That's what football is a business, isn't it? I mean, so they did the same thing with Haller, didn't they? They sold Haller and to Dortmund, didn't they? I think it's one of those things where, you know, it's, for me, there's been, you know, as you said, we needed a left-sided centre-back. He's gone out and got a left-sided centre-back. We needed to improve the goalkeeper situation. We've done that. We needed to improve the midfield positioning because obviously no ball going, and, you know, we've done that. We've brought in Flynn Downs. So the next job is, okay, well, now we need to sort out that left back. We need to probably sort out the front position, and you know, so he's doing these things sort of incrementally, it seems. And I know sometimes people call it differing Dave. The Flynn Downs deal wasn't differing Dave at all. Do you know what I mean? And usually, as I said, the flip, and we've said it before, the flip side is we didn't crumble to Jesse Lingard's demands, and you know, we know how much more he's wanted him.
Because history would dictate we would have.
Exactly. Old West Ham would have got him in. How much we spend on bloody Lundberg and people like that in under the Biscuit Boys?
Neal.
I mean, Lucas Neal was alright though, but
yeah, but wasn't he the one where he could have gone to Liverpool?
Yeah, and he went to us. Came to us for money, for like 50. Yeah, but he kept us up really as a captain.
I don't know. I'm just saying, like the example of.
But you're true. But I mean, the Biscuit Boys.
GP says, Russ, can you play Crazy Frog when Lingard comes to the stadium? Snazzy Azzy says,
it should be money, money, money. Yeah. It's so funny.
Could you imagine?
It's all about the money. We don't need no money.
Can't you, Ross?
Or was it the other song?
Think
More
so,
money,
man.
more problems.
Shane McMahon's Here Comes the Money. That's got to be playing when they
Here
walk
comes the money.
Exactly.
Money. Yeah.
No. More money, more problems. That's what they're saying. Jerry Maguire, show me the money. I'm hearing Moyes is ready in a 10 million bid for Lingard from Notts Forest.
Quick flip. I like it.
Come back to that comment in January.
Yeah,
You watch.
What? All right.
Yeah, we'll come back to that in January.
Daniela says, the longer it went on, the more I was moving away from Lingard, and over the last 2 weeks, it became a Lingard was after the money. By the way, Lingard was realised he's from Man United contact. What's this? Lingard was released from his Man United contract on the 6th of June.
Yeah.
GP says, I'm not upset at Lingard. I think he's a real jerk.
Jerk it out. Down. It's the jukebox. Thursday night jukebox.
Garino says, don't really care about the fact that he gave up a 3-year contract unless somebody's joined Forest on 1-year contract and a higher weekly wage, says it all. Bullet dodged. Snazzy is saying if Moyes brings in 4 first-team players, ready players, then it'll be fine. And I agree with that. I
still think I'm not one of these people. I know, like, we joked about it on. Me and Seth were joking about it in the chat earlier, and we said, like, you know, was it the start of the week? We were going to be signing 4 players this week, and now we're signing no one. But I still have faith in Moyes. I believe we'll get a left back in. I think we'll get another centre mid in.
Yeah.
I think we'll get a winger number 10 in, and we'll get at least one centre forward.
Yeah, no, I think so. That's the thing. It's like you know, by all accounts, you know,
but Moyes has probably been so focused on this freaking Lingard situation. He's gone, let me just hold on everything else.
But has he though? We don't know. That's the thing. We assume he has.
Yeah, but this is it. This is what I've been trying to say to you, Matt.
Yeah.
Mr. Matt Flack in the chat, who goes off in 20 million text message tangents about Lingard. This is what I've been trying to say to you, mate. I've been trying to say to you, because literally the story has changed like every day for the last 2 or 3 weeks about Lingard. Every day it's been a mixture of 100k, 110k, 120k, 150k, 180k, 200k, back to 150k. He wants to come to West Ham. He wants to go. Nottingham Forest only came out of the woodwork yesterday. Like, it has been ridiculous amount of stories, but Flynn Downs came out of absolutely nowhere. It did. It literally did. Yeah. Like, I don't know anyone that even reported it until it was literally borderline done. Aguerd, within reason, was coming out of nowhere. Areola, you know, getting done was really kind of, apart from that, was pretty obvious that we were going to try and do that deal anyway, really. So it wouldn't surprise me. I think Lingard, on paper, is the only one that we can pretty much guarantee and know that Moyes wanted, but it wouldn't surprise me if he's got other shit lined up. He's got to have other shit lined up. I'm sorry.
yeah,
People
there
say
is.
to me all the time, people are worried that we're going to. Where's the comment I had up there, Anton? From English Yardy. This team will be the same. It's pathetic. Lingard clowned us. I'm disgusted. It's horrible what Moyes is doing. We as fans can see what we need even prior to the Rangers match. I get it, 100%. I get it.
Yeah, I get it.
But we've lost. I'm not going to. I'll repeat the names: Noble, Yarmolenko, Fredericks, Martin. Who else
Kroll.
left? Kroll.
Brown, yeah.
Like that's 5 minimum gone. Five
Right,
minimum
I'm
gone.
going to count. Go on, you
Yeah,
carry on. I'm gonna count how many games they played last season. Those
Right.
four.
But the thing was, we were. I think I can't remember if I said this on a video or if I was saying to a chat. We were already thin. We were already thin on the ground. We've only brought 3 in, so we need to play catch up. So we already need 2 more to just play catch up, let alone being thin.
I'm kind of sticking with Russ a bit on it. Is that we did lose players, but we lost players that didn't really have an impact anyway.
No, you're right.
Like, I think if you go back and look, we had a core. We all said this. We had a core of 15 players.
Yeah, we did. But that core, I completely agree with you. But there's no ifs and buts about it. We're crying out for strength and depth, and we didn't have strength and depth last year.
No, but that's why I think even though we lost, Moyes doesn't want a big squad. Moyes
No, he
wants like
doesn't.
a 20, 21 man squad.
He doesn't. But we're 5 down from a thin squad.
We brought in 3,
We've brought in
and I
3.
can still see us bringing in like another 4.
I can see
But
4.
Moyes
I
wants
really can.
players bringing in. Moyes wants players that will actually make a difference. I think it's a long-term plan. It's not a short. And West Ham, we used to, especially since like the new stadium, we used to bring it in. Our turnover has been ridiculous, right?
Yeah, it has.
Snap,
It's a
make
good
decision,
point.
bring that in, bring him in, bring him in, bring him in,
Yeah.
That's a good point.
and it's Moyes. Once he's come in, he's been playing a long-term game. He's slowly edged out the deadwood for the most part. But he won't make the old decision that we do, where you just buy someone for the sake of it. He won't just go, I'll get this guy in because we need someone in. Just give him the wages he wants, get him in. We need players on the floor. He wants proper players. And I still think we'll get the players in. And we'll end up back at a 20-man squad. But the difference between this season and last season was we'll have an actual 20-man squad of players that can all make a difference in the team. Not
Yeah.
a 23-man squad that actually you've only got about 15 players because the rest of them are. I mean, I did see, I'm sure I saw, like, was it 4 minutes Crowd got in the Premier League?
So like
It was
that.
something ridiculous.
In total, like if you look at Noble, Yarmolenko, Kral, and Fredericks, for example, because Martin never played any games last season. That's 29. That's 29 starts between the 4 of them across all the games. And they had. I mean, Yama played 24 sub appearances. That's not saying that someone else can come in and make that spot. So I think it's one of those. I think we've always had a small squad, and we were saying it before, Anton, you and me, weren't these? Be interested to see if we do end up with these, say, 3 or 4 first teamers rather than squaddies coming in. How Moyes is going to cope with that squad?
But those 29 starts that you spoke about or games they played, there lies the problem, because there wasn't faith in those other players to be able to step in when we needed them to step in, because there were several occasions last year, and Moyes knows that himself, that we did need strength and depth, absolutely. We didn't have it. We really didn't have it, and we could have really done with it, and that's what's making, we've got an opportunity. It's not panic stations. I don't want anyone to watching this thinking I'm sitting here panicking. I'm not. I'll panic if we get to Man City and we've not brought anyone else in. I will at that stage. I'll be like, why are we not bringing someone in now? Like, it's ridiculous. We need to bring people in. Get the fucking deal done. Like, that's where it's at. But if just for me, it's a case of, right, you're looking at Broja. Let's look at Broja for a second. Tuchel's saying he's not for sale. However, there's obviously something going on with the Broja thing, because it seems to be that everyone in their ante is reporting that we're in some form of communication with him. Now, his weekly wage isn't going to break the bank. We know that for a fact. I think he's on, I don't even know what he's on at Chelsea, but it's something really small in comparison. It's something small in comparison to what Premier League footballers are on. So it really is down to the fee and what Chelsea want to do. Now, if you really want the player, and Moyes really wants the player, the part that gets to me is, well, maybe you just need to pay over the bloody odds for him and get him in. Like get your man. Go and get your man. If we're so caught up in weekly wages with the Lingard scenario, if you want Broja and 35 million gets Broja, what's the difference really of 5 million quid? Just put the fucking money in and get him in. Like, that's the frustrating part for me. That's the frustrating part for me because it's not going to break the bank in terms of the weekly salary, like I said. Same with Scamacca. Like if we have put the bid in today, like it's been reported, like loads of because that's been reported, you're starting to see. I did a bit of research into him, and he does look like he's a bit of a baller. He does look like a good player.
Yeah.
He does look a Ibrahimovic stroke Arnautovic bastard that could come to West Ham and make a big difference. And he could really be that sort of player. And now you're starting to see everyone reporting on what type of player is Scamacca, and you're starting to read it, and it's really interesting to look in the depth of what the player is. Get the deal done. If it's £45 million that they want, give them £45 million and get the player in. Simple. Just get it done. Because he's not going to break the bank in the weekly salary. If we've got the money and we want to bring him in, or is it the phantom offers? That's the worry thing. You hear this word about phantom offers. That's the concern. The Calvin Phillips thing still to this day gets to me because I don't get it.
Considering he went to Man City for less than we offered him in January, if you're meant to be believed, he went for 45 million, didn't he? And we paid 50 million.
I can kind of understand it.
Yeah.
Well, if you knew he was going to Man City, if that's what you mean, Matt, then
no. Yeah. I mean, like in January, let's not forget Leeds stayed up. Was it literally the last game of the season?
Yeah.
They won away at Brentford.
Oh yeah, totally.
So at the time, if Leeds had done what they've done now and sold both Rafinha and Phillips in January, they would be playing the championship right now. I have no doubt about it.
Oh, definitely.
So they've gone. We're selling 50 million now, or do we just wait until the summer and then sell when we're stayed up?
You're right. Yeah, you're right.
We could have offered more than Man City, but if Leeds accepted the offer, we're not being punished Man City.
Yeah, I mean, we're not going to compete with Man City, are we? Let's be honest. And I mean,
he even said he had an offer from. I think he came out today and said he had an offer from Man United.
Yes, he did. He
was like, I'm a Leeds player. I was never going to Man United.
That's bullshit. That's just to keep faith. Let's keep, I'm being funny. He got even if you Man United come calling, you would be interested in. It's bullshit. Yeah. I mean, for me, I think with that's. I mean, same as Man City. Fernandinho leaves, they bring in Calvin Phillips. One in, one out. They've done sensible stuff.
But big clubs do that though, don't they? Like they've
got the money to do it.
Big clubs, the clubs with the money do that. They
used to doing it as well. They
like to do business early,
and that's the thing. They're used to doing it. We're not used to doing this. No. We're not used to spending. Haller's still is our top. Was it 40 odd million, wherever it was for Haller. That's that was very not West Hammy. We were buying. You spoke about Bilic era. That season we bought Payet and Lanzini, and we bought Jelavic and Alex Song on a season loan. And they weren't big money. Lots of players, but not big money. Same with Pellegrini. He bought some big players. He bought Haller. He bought what's his face, Anderson. He bought Fabianski, Yarmolenko, Fornals. That's a lot of money they spent. So that fucks us up. That really did. That's 200 million quid. That put a big question mark in any expenditure now on. And by all accounts, by what we hear, is everything over a certain number in millions needs to go to the board. And there's so many more bloody board members now that Danny Kaye's on the board and his mates on the board there's extra processes needed now, which is a bit ridiculous. Moyes isn't a manager who's going to spend £50 million on a player. Just ain't. It's not him. It's not his nature. It's no wonder he takes forever and he tries to get the best deal possible because that's him. That's him. And it's the Scottishman in him, isn't it? He likes a bargain, man, isn't it? He likes a bargain.
He treats the transfer budget like his own wallet.
Yeah, exactly.
So if he's going to splash out that amount of money, he has to be 100% certain.
Yeah, no, I know. But if you believe the reports, Broja is who he wants. And it's a bit like Lingard, it's becoming quite clear. And Tuchel is hinting at we're very aware of people sniffing around him, and he said it himself. He says if people are sniffing around him, then maybe we need to take a look at him.
Yeah,
he actually seen it. I seen it in his press conference, and I was like, my God, that's a bit of a. I don't know if I'd like that if I was Broja. Really, I don't know. Maybe Tuchel didn't mean it in that way.
Something, but that's
there must be something there because other clubs are looking at him.
And we had the report coming out 2 weeks ago that the three that he wanted are Lewis Potter, Lingard, and Broja. Well, two out of them are gone. Yeah. So it's
interesting. Actually, I'd love to see how many of those links, Russ. I wonder if you've done that today. I never watched the shows. Have you got the red marker up now saying they've signed for someone else?
I've got to put the Lingard one on. Let me just do that.
Yeah, I just wonder how many though, because because we have been linked to so many bloody players, but what you are starting to see is like the Lewis Potters like going elsewhere and Brozier going elsewhere and etc. But the new player we're linked to is Dwight McNeil. We've been linked to him for a little while, but I think he's a player. If I'm being honest, and I know there's a lot of conflicting reports online, and people are like, why are we going for someone like that? He's in a relegated team. But for me, someone like Dwight McNeil, 22, Man United Academy, you know, I'm not just saying it because it's the Man United Academy, but he was a really bright spark for a struggling, defensively minded team.
Yeah, I mean, what's his name came on? Your man from Tough Morehouse came on, and he was like saying, "Yeah,
And today,
yeah." He was like saying, "Yeah." He came on and said, "Oh, yeah, you know, he says definitely, I'd you know, he was talking about him and Cornet and both of them.
He came on. Sorry,
he does. No, he pops on. He does. Only in the chat comes in. Bless him.
I thought you meant he came out in the video.
No, he didn't come on. No. He just came on and just had a quick chat. You know, made a few points. But yeah, I mean, it's. See, for me, the ones I take notice of are the guys I maybe have never heard of.
Yeah.
Because it could be agent talk, but for me, it's like we know that we've got a head of recruitment now, and so he is fishing around league. Oh, he is fishing around, Bundesliga. So these are the things. And when I see people go, oh, okay, like we're talking about the left backs. There's Rahm, there's Kosic, and then there's Souza, and it's like the three of them. You're like, okay, I wouldn't take Kosic, but Rahm and Souza, I think are both good shouts. But yeah, I'm going to bring my new. Where's my bit of paper? I'm going to be bringing on my.
Many comments. We're literally 33 minutes behind in the comments. It's ridiculous. I'm trying my best to catch up, but it's nice to do. Do you know what? I know we don't do a huge amount of lives in terms of evenings anymore, but that's not a bad. Like, come the new football season, hopefully we'll bring them back.
You'll be sick of us.
You'll be sick of us, yeah, you will be.
With all our lovely new things when it comes to the watch-alongs and stuff.
Yeah.
Where's my thing gone?
Even he had West Ham bags in the background in his picture on the private jet. Dream Villas, Marbella, Spain. Yeah, he doesn't owe us anything, but the cryptic social media was uncalled for. And I do agree with that. I do think that's like teasing, and I'm not a fan of that. But then maybe, do you know what? It's tough. Like, I read Dean Ashton talking about the Lingard saga today, and he said, like, he's not really doing anything wrong as such. He's not. He's entitled to take the holiday. He's entitled to take the break. He's entitled to negotiate. And if it meant that he wants to take more money, then really, is he doing anything wrong? It's just, obviously, we have got that affiliation with him, and it became a little bit of an obsession, really. Whether people think whether people think it is or it isn't, and whether you think you have or you haven't, and we have to take a responsibility for that as a YouTube channel. Absolutely, I put my hands up and say it. Like, we sit here and we report, but I've always tried to state, and I know you do, Russ, and I know Matt, you say the same as well. But we are not ITKs, right? And I absolutely no interest. And people might turn around to me and go, yeah, but if you had the information, you'd love to report it. I'll tell you, once upon a time, I was privy to some information and I really wasn't enjoying it. So you would get the team news 15, 20 minutes before the game would come out. It didn't bother me. It doesn't bother me at all. It really doesn't. And I actually prefer being more excited about the player signing than not signing. However, what I do enjoy doing, and I think you enjoy the same, Russ, is looking into a player. I like that.
Exactly.
I kind of like scouting them. I find it quite enjoyable.
You're totally right. It's like being. I mean, it's like being a fan, but that's the thing. I think when you're an ITK, everyone looks at you as the fountain of all knowledge. You know what I mean? And it's it's
some point today, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's and for me, I get excited. I mean, I don't want stress. I wouldn't want the stress. I get excited with transfer rumours. I love transfer rumours. The fact that we've been linked with 154 players, I like that. Because actually, for me, I find that really interesting because it's new players and it's people to go and look at, and it's so like so the guy Mangala today. I haven't even put Mangala on there. It's 155 players. Mangala, who's like from Stuttgart, who's like a yo-yo. Yeah, no, he's been playing centre midfield actually for Stuttgart recently, but he's like a Colo Torre type player. Not Mangala as in the former what's his face, Man City centre back. But yeah, the Belgian guy. I've know all about him now. Well, so I enjoy that type of stuff, and I know it frustrates some people.
There's quite a few names that you actually need to put reds on.
I know.
You need to catch up with Russ. That's terrible.
I know.
But listen, on that list, though, I mean, can you put that list back up again? Sorry.
Yeah.
on that list, like, imagine we actually walked out with Belotti, just for talking sake. Let's just imagine we walked out with Belotti and where is he? McNeil and Milenkovic, just for the sake of it, Sarr and Scamacca. Would you be happy with that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? There's still plenty of.
It's funny. It's funny. That's alluded to my show tomorrow. But it's true though. It's like, but I find it interesting. I like going onto the BBC website first thing in the morning, having a look at the transfer rumours, because I just find it interesting, particularly with no football to talk about. It keeps me going along. But I know it frustrates some people. People have to tune in, or they can switch out.
Do you know what? I've got there is an element of this that I agree with. What this comment, he thinks we're a Honda Civic, not a Lamborghini. Next level, forget it. Like, in actual fact, when I was trying to read in, he got in the Honda Civic, and that post was blatantly alluding to the fact that
he's not going for the money.
Yeah, I'll accept less money or I'll accept less of a club. I mean, fair play to Forest, like. They've been missing for 20 years in the Premier League, but they have got such a rich history, like a huge rich history, much richer than West Ham. So, I'm not saying that's why he's gone. I'm just saying, like, maybe they're trying to emulate what they did in the past by buying big. I don't know. What's this here? Autocorrect revealing someone's history at the same time. Rob says your wages are at least 50% down as opposed to living up north if you live in London. What is the hardest bit to take? Stupid tweets and pics he's posting recently. What a twat from Happy Hammerette. And I think that's the kind of vibe from a lot of fans. Actually, was the way he conducted his business. I'm not digging him out individually, but everyone's entitled to do what they want to do on social media. But I didn't like the kind of teasing thing. But then again, maybe he was coming to West Ham, and it all changed at the end. Funny thing is, Jesse sold himself for a few extra bucks, and history says it never works out. Marina Sala is saying Lingard hasn't played for a year. It's true. Happy Amaret not being funny, but Jay Lings can kiss ass. Exactly. Ludders is in the house. Howard Ailes is there. Garino stories are Lingard went to Forest because of his family agents getting more money out of the deal. What do you think of that?
Well, that's apparently what that's one of the party lines that's been sent through, isn't it?
Which is mental and not.
Yeah, right. How can you?
A lot of players will have a proper agent, like there's an agency that Warburton thinks, and so the player will only have a proper agent, but they also have a family member. I'm sure we all remember Arnautovic's brother was an excellent one to deal with, and Lingard. But Lingard seems to be a case of that he doesn't have. He's not linked to an agency. His agents were his dad and his brother.
Mm.
Now let's not forget. For them, what is their role? Is to find for him a new club, right? And it's get the most amount of money out of it they can, because what's their job as his agent? Is getting more money. And as an agent, you get a sign-on fee. So the more money he gets, the more money they get. They don't care where he goes. They've got no interest. He doesn't look like he's, like I said, the way he's conducted himself on social media, the way he's drawn this out for 3 or 4 weeks too long than it should have been, so he could have been in pre-season. He's not even worried about pre-season.
He's made himself viral.
He said
that's what
he
he's
wanted
done.
it done by tomorrow. He wanted it sorted by tomorrow because that's 2 weeks before the season starts. Like, he thinks he can rock up and do 2 weeks of pre-season. The
thing is, he probably can. It's just about, like, I don't doubt for a second that he'll be. I think he's got the potential. I believe it, because I'm not going to go back in my word. I wanted him to sign for West Ham, and I honestly think with you, Matt. I'll be honest with you. If he came to us today and he had 2 weeks under his belt, I think he might have started.
He hadn't played for 6 months before he signed for us on loan, and he played that first game.
At Man United.
I get it. But what worked with West Ham it wasn't just Lingard. It was the connection. It was the jigsaw. It was the players around him. It was the unity within the squad. It was the fact that they'd all been together for such a long time, and he came in and he really worked within that unit. And it wasn't just because Lingard that West Ham. I thank Lingard, but Lingard has a lot to thank for West Ham for getting him to where he got to in that 6-month spell. He's got a lot to thank for Declan Rice. He's got a lot to thank for Tommy Soucek. He's got a lot to thank for Pablo Fornals and Jared Bowen. Now, he's not got that in Nottingham Forest because, first and foremost, he's going to be the big dog by far, by a shitload. And then he's got all the other players that are that don't like are new and around the system and have to blend. And Steve Cooper, who's the manager, has got a task because he's got to make borderline. He's really kind of guaranteed Lingard a spot.
Yeah.
And will Cooper have the balls to pull Lingard out of the team?
No, I'm
not saying he might.
If you go back, they've got that list of players they bought. Russ, there is literally a list of about 5 or 6 of them on that list that are like guaranteed starters.
Yeah,
so already you're ruining the harmony of the team.
Yeah, it's not the same team. It's not the same team that's come up, is it? Awani will be starting, Henderson will be starting there, and that character will be starting. Yeah, Richard will be starting. So you're totally right.
4 of the back 5 are brand new players. The centre forward and the centre attacking mid.
Yeah.
You've got 6 new starters in a starting 11. So what does that tell you? What harm does that do to the team as well? It's like something we always think about now because of David Moyes, and that's his big thing is that you've all got to buy in, you've all got to commit to it, Something I used to say, but it is like, it might work. Steve Cooper might be an absolute genius, they might all gel and work straight away.
Yeah.
Or you could get a massive divide in the squad between the new players and the old players. Yeah. Hang on a minute, I've been here for 5 years, I've put all the effort in to get us back up into the Premier League. And you've just gone and bought this guy for 15 million quid that's now taking my job.
Yeah.
It's on that list. Lewis Grabban.
Yeah, Lewis Grabban's gone.
4 goals from last year. Been kicked out.
If Declan smashes him to the level he smashed one of the Rangers player in the preseason friendly the other night, then oh my word, because it was as if we were in the final of the Europa League and it wasn't a friendly. Deckers went through the lid. I don't know if any of you guys watched it, but I've also found out my brother-in-law watched it. Do you want to know where he watched it? On bloody YouTube.
What?
He watched it on YouTube. So he watched it on YouTube. I'm just telling you, he watched it on YouTube.
Fair play.
No, I never got my code.
We were charging £8.
Yeah, I never got my code, so I never watched it.
I watched it.
I even reached out on Twitter.
I reached out
to West Ham and was like, what's going on with my code? Never got anything back from him.
Who, me?
I got nothing back from you.
Oh, I never got one. No.
I reached out to West Ham.
Apply, did you?
They sent an email, didn't they? They sent an email the day before saying you'll get your code to put on the club website, register before 5 o'clock, and then you can watch the stream.
Yeah.
Well, like 7 o'clock come around, and I was like, "Where's my email?" And I go on Twitter and I find out it wasn't just me. There was like a whole bunch of people that were like, "Where's this going?"
But I mean, that was Rangers, isn't it? They're doing it for the Tottenham game, aren't they? On the weekend.
But why charge for it anyway?
Because they're trying to get as much money. It's Rangers, isn't it? West Ham didn't charge it.
What one did I see about it the other day? Arsenal. Who did Arsenal play the other day?
I don't know. They played some right randoms. Could be worse. You could be playing Minnesota United and lose 4-0 if you're Everton with your only signing to Tarkowski scoring an own goal. So good start. Or you could be Conor Gallagher and the worst penalty ever in the world taken.
Listen, I'm telling you now.
No, that's most of the only Zaza.
I'm telling you now. If I'm David Moyes, and I'm not, because I'm Anton, who's sitting in my playroom, kids' playroom, streaming to you guys right now, I would be bidding 80 million quid to Chelsea for Gallagher and Broja. I'm like, we'll take them off your hands right now.
What the thing is, I think Gallagher's going to be part of his plan.
Yeah, Gallagher's going to be.
I think he is, but he's quality player.
I mean, Broja
I think they're just playing
he doesn't.
You want Gallagher to have a shit. You want Gallagher to have a shit preseason, though.
Yeah,
I mean, no, he's available.
Keep missing.
Broja doesn't fit the way they play. So they fucked up Lukaku. Lukaku didn't work the way they play. He'll go to Inter Milan and score an actual shitload of goals for Serie A, because they'll play to his strengths. And Broja's the same.
Yeah.
What I never got, and I say I just solely based on like the game we played at home and we won. Right? That first half we played them Chelsea.
Yeah.
It was all on the floor playing football, linking up between the front three, right? If you watch, when Lukaku played at Inter Milan the season before, that's what he played in. Quick passing football, running in behind, running at players. And they brought on Lukaku at half time, and I was thinking, oh, great, here we go, Lukaku's on. And they changed that. And they started playing him into his feet with his back to goal, holding the ball up, which isn't his job.
No.
As you said, they'll do the same thing with Broja. And
yeah.
he won't do that either.
No, he won't. It's quite funny just looking on Twitter now, and X, bless him, has said that apparently West Ham were thinking he was going to sign tomorrow for them. They were all ready for him to sign, and they still thought he was going to sign until the Forest stuff came up today. Oh, how embarrassing! Oh, bless him. Oh dear.
Literally,
See, again, you know what? I say stuff. I would not want his job, but
No,
what he does, the amount of grief he gets.
Yeah.
On Twitter, it's just not worth it. Because I say, I don't want to be an ITK. The grief is just not worth it.
No, it's not.
We were talking about earlier, we're like literally this Lingard thing come out, and we're all like, and then I think he himself posted an update saying that like nothing's happening at the moment, and we need to go back.
Well,
and
I mean, when Jacob Steinberg revealed the Forest bid, a friend of the channel, Rashane, said, "Oh, it's all bollocks."
Yeah.
So he's like, no one knows nothing really. He's like, Rashane, who I respect, he didn't.
Update out and said, "Oh, no one knows it. Like it's all gone. They need to reassess, see what we're going to do. Are we going to go back in, and we're going to move on?" And literally, he sent this update out. I remember Seth said something about it, and he said 2 minutes later, he went, "Oh no, we've already done it." Like literally, that's what ITK life is like. Like he's texted people this morning, got the most up-to-date info he can, given out his update, and in the 5 hours since he's written this update and hit send, published time to come out, we put a new bid in for Scamacca.
Yeah, exactly.
Like you said, no one knows what's going on.
No, I like it. I like the fact that no one knows what's going on because it's like
I would hate to have to be one of them positions because as soon as he puts something out and if something else changes, it just look, he's a fraud, doesn't know this or that. Whether he does or doesn't, you don't need to give the abuse to him for it.
Yeah,
but this is something I've learned over the years on Twitter. It's just not worth. It's not worth the aggro. It's really not, and that's why I always say I'm not an ITK.
Sometimes doing the channel's not worth the aggro as well. And all we're doing is saying we're not bloody ITK. We're just
so we literally said at the beginning, we are not ITKs. That's what I love. We always, oh my god, there's so many comments. Oh, there's so many comments.
Well, actually, while we're at it, if you are new around here, please hit the subscribe button. There is an option, depending on what device you're watching from, there is an option to click the subscribe button. That will help us. We're on the push towards 20,000 subscribers, however you want to look at it. It will help us out. There's also a thumbs up. If you want to click the thumbs up, that will let us know you're enjoying the show. Please leave comments in. We are trying my best to put up as many comments as I can and respond to them. Any ones that are asking us questions, we are responding to them. There is also an option to become a channel member. If you're interested in becoming a channel member, then you can click the join option. I'm trying to actually get the link up for you and put that in the chat. And if you are interested, you can get entered into weekly draws and loads of cool stuff that's we've got coming up for the season ahead. So click on the link that I'm about to put in the chat if you are interested in becoming a channel member as well. So I'm just putting that in now. But like I said, if you are new around here, please hit that subscribe button as well.
Apparently, there's a Scamacca update in the Discord, Anton.
Is Discord still? I thought that was getting shut down.
No. I'm just going through some of the comments. I'm going to have to go down to the bottom just because it's ridiculous. Because it's over like half an hour, it's not worth it. No disrespect to everyone, but we're trying to get through everybody. Let's have a look. Apparently, Rangers' official YouTube channel streamed the game for free.
Yes, there you go.
Again, do you know what? I joined. This is where I was going with the Arsenal thing because they played a friendly the other day.
Yeah,
I can't remember who it was. So I think it was another Premier League team. And Arsenal sat there and charged $5.99 or something stupid for it.
Yeah.
And the other team streamed it for free. And all the Arsenal fans were like, first of all, you've charged us for it. They were like, second of all, the other team streamed it for free and it had a better quality stream. And I didn't realise Rangers streamed it for free. So Rangers are streaming it for free.
Yeah, because the version
I went sitting there making a quick £9 a stream or whatever.
Yeah, but they didn't. Yeah, but they don't charge it. They don't charge it for anyone else. And I know Rangers were charging it for the Spurs game as well. So I think it was a Rangers thing rather than the West Ham thing. I don't know, but there we go. Imagine no more streams about Jesse Lingard, guys. Way, woohoo!
Oh, do you know what?
No, you know what? It's going to be. I think we have to do like a Lingard watch stream now once a week. Like an update. How
we just need to.
But that's the thing. It's become a bloody obsession. But I'm kind of glad. I think I might actually finally unfollow him on Instagram and unfollow him on the Twitter account because I just don't
The
want to see.
unfollow buttons
No,
are coming out.
yeah,
Mute.
but no, it's just because like you've been keeping an
You
eye
know
on
what? I
him because you
muted him on
think.
Twitter earlier. Thank God. I just muted the word.
But mate, I'm surprised
Like,
you didn't mute him last year.
Is
The way
it
you've
like
been going
silence
on.
or mute with you? Because like certain words, can't it's like Lingard, silence.
Yeah, no wonder. I silenced you in the chat, mate. That's what I did. Honestly, it was ridiculous.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I've done the same.
I've just seen. I've just looked at what Freshfield was saying there about Discord. So apparently, this Sassaloo manager is just pissed off, and because Scamacca didn't play the game, the preseason game for them today,
Yes.
and he said something about the lack of training in comparison to other players, and he just wants the window to be done so he doesn't lose any more players, basically. So it must mean that West Ham are officially in for him. It's just a case of can we actually get the deal done? I think that's the one you're talking about, Fresh.
Yeah.
An Italian journalist for Gazzetta Italy said that apparently he wasn't involved because of a thing with West Ham. West Ham had asked it because we got a bid in. They asked him not to play.
I think it's again.
They're more thinking that his future's more likely to land up in London than.
Yes, well, I mean, it's only. I mean, there was 3 clubs in for him. 2 of them one of them signed. PSG signed Ekiteke, didn't they? They're signing Hugo Ekiteke, and Juventus, as you said, Matt, they've got Vlahovic, haven't they? So he's not going to go and play second fiddle for Italian
not when
international.
he's like about, I think he's a year older. I think Vlahovic is
something like that. Yeah.
Scamacca's 23.
So there's not. I suppose someone else will come in for him towards the end. That's for sure. But I think that's to be honest. If I was a betting man, which I'm not, I would think that's more likely than Brozier, in my opinion. Just because I think Chelsea might want to hang on into
Chelsea's sort of stalling tactics, and then the Lingard situation today is forced Moyes' hand. Because we were literally talking about. I mean, Steph talked about it in the chat, and all of a sudden Steph was like, "Oh no, we've put a new bid in." It looks like Moyes has finally gone right. That's over. Let's kick into gear the other things we had going on in the pot. What's the next one out of the pot?
I hope. See tomorrow. I hope there is a signing and no one knew about it. It's always been a player.
How good would that be? Was it iron in the fire? He's called the next. What's the next iron out of the fire? What else have we got going on? Because we know there's offers in. We know they're talking.
Where's
but I just think I think that they'll leave the talks to start, and then he'll be like, "What's the next priority? Let's get that one over the line. These talks can go along. We'll push this one through." I guarantee we were talking to other people when Flynn Down's coming, but as soon as Moyes knew there's a chance to get it done, he's then jumped in and gone, right, push this through, and then we can go back to Brozier or Scamacca after.
Yeah, that's exactly what I
think he's probably spent a couple of days trying to push this Lingard deal through, while other stuff's been simmering away, boiling away.
Yeah.
And now this has gone my way. He's like, right, now let's go back on and push this through. He said himself after the Rangers game, we need more players in. He's like, it's evident we need more players in.
We've put bids in. We put bids in for players. Yada yada yada. Yes, I mean and that's the first time that we've heard Moyes talk about transfers really in an open environment, saying basically we need players. We've put bids in for players. It's frustrating at the moment, and I think it is. I think there's loads of I think for me, it seems that there's lots of different. Give it a like if you're frustrated about the Jesse Lingard saga. Everyone should hit the like button then.
No one's got it. Like, everyone's happy it's over. No one's frustrated.
Okay, if you're happy, it's over then. Okay, if you're happy and you know it, clap your hands or press the like button.
But someone said earlier on in the chat that the Lingard saga being over now means that money that potentially was banked for him can be spent elsewhere. And that can make a difference, actually. That really could make a difference because what was the signing on fee?
I'm guessing maybe about 5 million, I reckon.
Right, so over a year, maybe they've decided to pay that weekly. Maybe West Ham are going to pay that up front. Maybe you could put that 5 million quid into another deal, and then you've got the 150k, not paying that to another player, but pay 100 of that or 90 of that to another player like Scamacca.
Yeah, you probably have a £5 million sign-on fee and 120 grand a week.
Yeah,
that you can now take. Like I said, you could put the 5 million into the Scamacca deal or the Bros deal, make it 35 million. Look, there's your money. And then you've got 120k of weekly wages extra to slide into people if they want. You're trying to prove someone like, you know, oh, we offered you this, but you want a little bit more. Well, we've got that ballpark to play with now because we didn't spend this money.
Yeah, but in the same thing, people will know we've got that money out. You know, it's like when you always say what your transfer budget is, and people go, "Oh, 150 million." Well, then when you come calling, they know you got 150 million. They know, yeah. So
Everyone's
it's
got money.
everyone's got money. We know everyone's got money. This year.
It's weird because I would say normally there's Premier League tax, but it seems to be more like Premier League tax exists outside of the Premier League than it does inside it. Like in England, you apart from like a Man City, you rarely see teams paying over the top for Premier League. Like Man City sold Sterling for only like 40 million quid. I say only, but for his level of player.
I think, yeah.
But then
I mean, there's
Man United paid 45 million for that centre back from Ajax.
Can I just quickly interject? I'm going to need to go in 5 minutes. So I don't know if you and Russ and Matt want to continue, or if not, I just want to jump through some of the comments.
Yeah, go for it. Well, let's go for it.
So I'm just going to kind of go for ones that have got questions and just quick answers. Corney from Burnley, Russ and Matt.
I think he's off to Fulham.
No, don't fancy him.
Right. You just saying Broja is only potential. He only scored 8 goals last season. The but is, yes, there's potential. Yes, I know that. However, when you look deeper into him, he is a complete and utter Moisey player. And he does all the work that you want him to do and looks fit, ready, capable of doing what Moyes wants to do and can get into the box quickly after doing all the hard work. So I do think he is a player that would work well under the Moyes system. I really do.
Yeah, I mean, Harry did a great show about him a couple of weeks ago. So check it out on the Battle for Number 9. It was really interesting.
Yeah, I met Harry at the Rangers game. Lovely as well, yeah.
3 years ago we signed Haller, and it was last centre forward we signed. And we sat here for 3 years and said, Moyes will wait till he finds the guy he wants, and he wants someone that can do all the stuff Antonio does, and is actually a finisher.
Yeah,
that is literally Broja.
David says Dwight McNeil Championship at best. I don't agree.
No. I think the right manager is, and actually tough.
Potential again, same as Broja. Potential's there.
Turf made a good point.
He's got a very good set piece and a very good delivery on him.
Turf Moorhouse made a really good point today because, you know, under Sean Dyche, no, but under Vincent Kompany, if he stays, he'll be a fantastic player for us because the type of football that Vincent Kompany plays is very expansive, which would be perfect for him.
Who was the temporary manager?
Jackson. Jackson. Yeah.
He looked a lot better than him. They changed formation, changed it into a proper, more attacking possession style of play, and he looked 5 times a player.
Yeah.
Let me just give you the update. Sorry, from Tassley coach Dionisi. Scamacca didn't do much in training as the others, and we didn't want to risk him. What I'd like from the transfer market is for it to close as soon as possible, so we don't need to keep talking about it. If there are no further sales, then it'll be easier to work in training. Otherwise, we'll have to keep making to do what we have. A coach has to be a coach, then along with the directors find the right for the squad, but it's important to respect one's roles. Thank you very much, Sean, for that. That gives you an update from the Scamacca boss.
Boss.
Sorry, what did I say? Scamacca boss.
Scamacca boss.
You just saying if Moyes has anything about me, he would sign Scamacca as soon as possible, and then he could work on Broja in the background with the pressure off.
Which what it looks like he might be doing.
Yeah, we could be. I've got so many. Garino, now Lingard is gone. Can we get someone like Cockchew in? I mean, I was under the understanding that Cockchew wasn't leaving at all. But
I don't think
other clubs interested in him.
Leicester were looking, weren't they, for his replacement for Tielemans.
They can't do anything. They need to sell first.
Yeah, and they've got really good owners, apparently. They've got really good owners, but then they can't buy anyone unless they sell one of their top players.
Shit, makes sense. So many comments. Pat, I haven't seen you for a while. Hope you're well, staying safe as well. Good to see you. I mean, come on, West Ham, European massive. West Ham are newly promoted, Knots. We have Del Boy and Rodney in charge of West Ham. Del Boy is a legend. Prick teasing from Forge from Iron. If you haven't already, go and check them out on their West Ham YouTube channel.
It's a great episode coming up of their tier list squad.
Oh, I wonder if that's got little Mr. Russ Budden in it.
Maybe. very controversial views
Look,
on Thomas Suchek.
Neil T's in
Neil
the house.
T's,
It's been a
God,
while.
Jesus,
God.
God.
Maybe we need to start doing more of these late night shows. Maybe that's
Late
what we
night.
need to
What
do.
time do you? It's the school night. Yeah, that's why those kids are off
All
now.
right, Russ, come on.
No, it's all right. Kids are off. I'm on. I've got to go to. I've got to go. Yeah, I've got them off tomorrow. I'll go to the hospital. Not for me.
Have we signed Lingard? I missed the news. No, we've not. As you know, money for nothing. Yes, we have. We have.
chicks
We
for
have.
free.
Patty signed.
Yeah.
It's like a free agreement for 12 months' time.
Yeah. Where's the thumbnail that I made? There we go.
Oh, do you know what? Actually, let me just quickly tell people. This is how confident. Before we go, this is how confident we were on the West Ham network.
Well, you were.
We
Me,
were.
no.
We were.
Well, it was we actually.
Yeah, you two.
But he created
Yeah.
it. He created it.
I did. Just in case.
Russ created a welcome to West Ham Lingard
Yeah.
deal done. So that was in the system that if it happened, we'd be able to come on live straight away. But however, it didn't, and I actually just went into that show, Russ, and changed it all.
I know you did. I know because I
Russ
thought.
listened to his mate Jack. He listened to Jack, mate. He said, "Oh yeah, I'll get the show ready."
No, I thought it was. Yeah, I think we all were. I think it's clearly West Ham was still thinking that he was going to them, but he wasn't. So, anyhow, oh well.
You
You know what? I wouldn't even.
I agree.
As a squad player, I wouldn't even mind Yanazar.
I totally agree with Yanazar. I think if he's a squad player, I think it'd be very useful.
Yeah.
If you said to me last season, would I have Yarmolenko or Yanazar in my squad?
Yeah.
I would have said Yanazar.
Of course you would. Yeah.
Because at least he's mobile, he's still young, he's still fit, he can still get about.
Yeah.
Right? If the wages are right, as long as he's not doing a Lingard expecting the world,
Yeah.
I take him.
Yeah.
Because what did we just say? We've got a really small squad, we're really short, we need to get men in. And we need to get players in that are actually going to be able to play.
Sorry,
Pat. Sorry, Pat.
I love that.
I do apologise. I do.
But
while we've got so many people on here, why are you going for the comments? I mean, we've got because if you're not subscribed, if you look down there and the button is red, it means you're not subscribed. Click it and it goes grey, and then you're subscribed. And we've got some cool, really good guests coming up soon. Ex-players, sort of celebrity fans as well. Some really cool interviews next few weeks, I promise you. So you need to make sure you subscribe and hit the bell notification so you don't miss any content coming up. Also, we got all the watch-alongs and we've got all that stuff. New look, new feel for the watch-alongs and stuff.
Oh, my phone just died. What's the update from? What is that? What's just come through?
So apparently, David Raum is in advanced negotiations to join Leipzig.
Leipzig, yeah, we said that. Yeah, that was about 10 minutes ago, Matt. Come on.
Happy.
I know,
Sorry,
just,
just quickly. Happy. I wasn't digging out Discord. I thought Discord was closing down. That's what I heard, but obviously that was a fake rumor. So, there you go.
Russ
So I'm just gonna have to. I'm jumping down to the bottom.
Just go to the bottom. Irish Tommy, Russ owes me a Lingard. There we go.
So Seth has said his own 2 cents. He was calling it now. Charlie Taylor and Dwight McNeil double swoop. He's like, but then we can use all the money.
Charlie Taylor, I tell you though, Charlie Taylor for Burnley.
He said we'll get both them in on the cheap, and then we can use all the money on Onana and Scamacca.
Do you know what?
Onana.
I think that we're not. No, we're not doing that now. We're doing Anamu because his first name's Anamu. Amadou. So Amadou. We're not doing Onana because everyone does Onana. Our one is Amadou. Plays for West Ham. I
think Charlie. On Lingardless though. Carry on Lingardless.
Yeah. Carry on Lingardless.
Right, listen, I mean, don't know why no one is going in for Jonathan David. He's a top quality player. Absolutely. Take Pyatt back. You must be joking. I don't know if someone's put that in. I'd rather sign Jonathan David 50 million than Scamacca for 50 million. Same old owners never spend cash, spin. We won't be relegated for too much talent in the squad. Toffee's not Fulham will be gone at the end of the season. We're ready to pay 50 million for Scamacca. The latest news says Sassuolo rejected bid. West Ham, that was 40 million pounds. Sorry if I sounded salty against other teams. I'm sorry if I offended
They want
people.
40 million. They want 50 million euro.
Euro, yeah.
Which is like 40.
But they did the same. But then don't forget they did the same thing with Sven Botman and Newcastle, and then Newcastle ended up spending the money that they spent because then they came and wanted to get Aguerd, And then they went, oh, okay. And I think that's the whole thing. It's a similar thing to the Brozier deal, I think, to be honest. That's just me.
Yeah. Right. That really
That's it.
brings us to an end, doesn't it, really?
So, yes.
This is the last time to plug. If you are new round here, hit that subscribe button now. I'm watching it live, and there's going to be people watching that haven't hit that subscribe button, so do it.
It's about 40% of our viewers aren't subscribers.
Right.
That's quite
If you're here anyway, you might as well just
do it. You might as well just do it.
You'll always know when we're on. You get the little notification, a little ding.
Yeah, little ding when it comes on. We've got we'll have over the weekend. We've got next to the series of Hammers in Hot Water. We're doing Florin Choi. Let's talk about some of the transfers, some of the shit transfers. Florin Choi. There we go. When he'd rather go to Harvey Nicks than play in against Stockport County. We'll have that coming up this week as well. It's quite fun. And maybe Harry will give us a video. Who knows? And Holly's starting her stuff soon. Probably next week, actually. Maybe if not the week after Holly's show. So make sure you subscribe.
This man's back. This
man is back. Stato is back for the previews.
Shirt, by the way.
Yeah, lovely.
You know what? I said it's really grown on me because I hated it when I saw it online.
Have you gone for
you hate everything right now, man.
You hate everything, Matt.
Oh.
Did you did you go for the sponsor and non-sponsor?
Oh, the non-sponsor. I like
me too. Yeah, non-sponsor. I like. Yeah, me too.
Also, I'm not being funny. I don't know about you, but I don't know if West Ham and same. I know a lot of clubs really skimp out with like the logo, and if you wear it too much and you wash it, it starts peeling off.
Speaking of shirts, if you're interested in buying your shirts, check out kitbag.com. It will be West Ham Network's brand new channel partner. We'll put the links and stuff. Yeah, so that'll be good. So keep an eye on that. Kitbag.com. All for your West Ham official merchandise shirts. You can do it for the shop, or you can go through Kitbag and help out the channel.
Look at the wall behind Russ. All the shirts.
Yeah. I didn't buy all these from Kitbag just yet, but yeah, I should have done. I would have got some money back off that. That'd been lovely. I've got 4 more. I've got 3 more there, and this one fell down, so I've got to put that one back up. But anyway.
So if you are watching, who has left? No one's left. Who didn't sign for West Ham was Jesse Lingard. He signed for Nottingham Forest on a crazy deal. So tarry by, as my Irish mother would say, to what is it? I don't want to get political, but what did he say at the House of Commons?
Hasta la vista, baby.
Hasta la vista, baby. So Lingard's done, but it means we can move on to other transfer options. Thank you very much for watching. If you are new around here, please hit the subscribe button. Please hit the thumbs up. Of course, leave a comment. It really does help us out. And we'll be back tomorrow. We've got a daily going out, and we've got Hammers headlines, and then we'll have some more stuff coming out over the weekend. Hopefully, we'll be giving you some transfer announcements as it stands. And as we always do, what do we always do, Russ, at the end?
What?
Well, we like to thank people, do we not?
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah, we'd like to thank all the channel members. Actually, speaking of that, we'll be doing the monthly, because like the last couple of draws, people haven't claimed the prizes. So he gave them a few weeks. So we're going to be doing another one of those draws tomorrow. So for anyone who's a channel member, you automatically get entered into monthly memorabilia draws and weekly draws from Untuck It for a free shirt from our friends at Untuck It. So there we go.
Untuck It, free shirt. What's that, Russ?
It's a free shirt.
Don't worry, I can't enter it, so you're definitely going to win something.
Yeah. Matt can't enter it.
I've never tried an Untuck It shirt on before. Hint, hint, wink, wink.
I'll speak to my people.
Right, Matt, any last words?
T-shirts are very good.
Yeah, no, you keep telling me.
Just don't get down, don't get stressed. Boys in the club know what they're doing. Offers are in, stuff's going. We're going to get players in.
And I tell you what, if you're ever asked to join a West Ham Network WhatsApp chat with Matt in it, you will get stressed in it. So don't join that.
Right now, because Lingard's done, I'm happy now.
He's happy now. He's happy now. He's going to go on and moan about David Rahm now. It's all right, don't worry.
You know what? I don't know enough about him.
Oh, no. Let's not get in there. I need to go. Much love. Thanks to the channel members and all the subscribers. Take it easy. Come on, you irons.
Irons.
It's like a family tree, part of you and part of me. And if we should separate,